national anthem. Thank you very much. And since we have already done the prayer, please take your seats. I will now call the officer in charge of FGS Chuan Temple, Venerable Surong, for the welcome remarks. Venerable.
Good morning, students. Respect all the teachers and the officers, also our Venerable Melting, Teacher Tabian, Teacher Mesh. And I'm very happy that thank you for your coming and blessing everyone, Associate Briefing. Actually, we are very truly delighted to see all of you here today. You represent the hope for the continued growth of the Tree Arc of Goodness campus program. The Tree Arc of Goodness startup program movement has spread across the world, not just in Philippines, also in Taiwan, Australia, New Zealand, US. So we hope also in the future we have a chance to meet them all together. And we hope that each of us will continue to practice the do good deed, speak good word, and think good thought. Actually, Chuan Temple also have a lot of the sub program. For example, maybe this afternoon, you will make a lot of the barangay, the participant, the barangay, the residents, they will come to register because we have every month for the adult and the children lesson for them. And then also, we also have the weekly program. Because I know some of you are from the Cebu province, so maybe it's near the Cebu city or Chuan Temple. Every Wednesday, we have the Tai Chi class. Thursday night is a meditation class. Also in the future, we are planning every month, we have the half day or 1 day, the meditation retreat or Chinese culture program. If you are interested or your school are interested or department is interested, we can make another new kind of the lesson or program just specified for you guys. So we are very welcome you here, and we hope that you enjoy our activity and the lesson for today. If you have any question, you can ask me later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Venerable Shurong, our officer in charge of FGS Chuan Temple Cebu. So good morning. By the way, my name is Mage Purino. I've been a volunteer since 2010. And currently I'm connected at the University of San Carlos, Department of Philosophy. And so I'm here to do a lot of things. First is, let me share with you our program in case you are not yet aware. So right now I'm supposed to do an orientation, and that is to walk you through what FGS is, what are its objectives, who is Venerable Master Singyun. And after my orientation, there will be a talk by one of our devotees, Mr. Erwin Go, who will walk you through the benefits of meditation, and you will actually have a glimpse of how it is to do meditation. And after that, there will be some light refreshments. And after which, you will see me again for another lecture. And so to begin our orientation, all right, let me see a hand. No, let me see the hands of those who are just here in Shuon Temple for the first time. Fascinating. Almost all. So welcome, everybody. Please clap. So welcome to FGS Shuon Temple. And has anyone ever heard of Venerable Master Singyun? Or this is the first time to hear of Venerable Master Singyun?
First time.
First time. Wow, fascinating. So let's do a lot of storytelling as part of our orientation. And so let me begin by saying that our founder, the founder of Fo Guangshan, translate that to Buddha's light mountain. Fo is Buddha, Guang is light, and Shan is mountain. So Fo Guangshan, Buddha's light mountain founder is Venerable Master Singyun. The timeline is 1927 to 2023. Okay. And so the temple that you are in right now, it's called FGS Shuun Temple, Fo Guangshan Shuun Temple. And this is the first temple that was established in the Philippines under Fo Guangshan. And then we also have the Mabuhay Temple in Manila. We have the Yuan Fong Temple in Bacolod and another temple in Iloilo. And aside from these temples, we also have schools. So in Tagaytay, we have Guangming College, where we have the courses on Bachelor of Arts in Buddhist Studies, Sports Science, and Performing Arts. So everything is in a scholarship based, you know. And so later on, you might want to ask our venerables or any of the volunteers here about how to possibly invite students in these institutions, Guangming College in Tagaytay. And here we have the Guangming College of Performing Arts, where you will be going this afternoon, no? Or where our graduation ceremony will be. It will be at the Siddhartha Theater at the other building. Okay, so
Imodok for initial comment.
Ang imuha man kay ko ano? Quali?
Convergent to.
Convergent data.
Convergent.
Ina imuhang respondents, ma'am.
No, 206.
this one?
Yeah.
All right, so see a lot of surprises, but that's okay. And so objectives of Fo Guangshan first is to propagate Buddhist teachings through culture. And over time, since its presence here, particularly this temple, it was actually donated by the Luing family. No, so around 1989, this was established and it was donated to Fo Guangshan. And so over time, we have had a lot of things going on here. So those who are from Cebu, or at least you're familiar of Gabi sa Kabilin or Heritage Night. And so the temple engages in that. And so we open our doors every May, okay, or whenever the Heritage Night happens. And so the locals, visitors, okay, and friends get to see what is Buddhism, okay, and they get to experience calligraphy, writing, tea ceremonies, and just explore, no, and see the beauty of FGS Shuon Temple Cebu. And then during Chinese New Year also, a lot of people flock to the temple, no, to usher in the new year. Okay. So hapit na ang Chinese New Year next month. So I'm pretty sure, no, droves of people will come to the temple and we have a lot of festivities. You, of course, are welcome to come here as well. All right. And so propagate Buddhist teachings through culture. So Filipino culture intermingling, engaging with what is Buddhist. Okay. And then we also foster talent through education. So I think that's why you are also here, no? Promoting our 3 Acts of Goodness campaigns in schools. Even us in the University of San Carlos, we partner with FGS Shuun Temple for our community extension service. So every Saturday we have for the adults, every second Saturday of the month, we cater to the adults division. And for the fourth Saturday of the month, we cater also to the youth group of the barangay people. And so we teach them good values and right conduct, values such as kindness, patience. These are not just Buddhists, right? These are universal values that should be inculcated even at a very young age. So we have teachers, grad students, and some of our undergraduate students to help us do the barangay activities. Third, benefit society through charity. So as you know, Cebu, daghan kayo calamities, no? Not just in Cebu, Bohol and other places, earthquakes, typhoons, flash floods, and so FGS, Huangshan, and its lay counterpart, Buddha's Light International Association, or BLIA, are always right smack in the middle of where the calamities are, offering help, offering their time, giving donations, water, rice, and counsel to all those who are in need. And of course, purify minds through cultivation, aiming to bring Buddhist principles into daily life for global peace and harmony. And so in the temple, we have meditation practices, okay? We have Dharma services, Dharma lectures, Dharma talks, and it's always open to everyone. And over time, no, in the last decade, I know that people are coming because they want to listen. What will they get out of it? The three acts of goodness. And as you know, that is to do good deeds, to speak good words, and to think good thoughts. Just to remind everyone that every day is always an occasion to practice the three acts of goodness. And so the overall purpose of this is to propagate humanistic Buddhism. And so what is humanistic Buddhism? It is Buddhism for every day. Okay, it's a kind of Buddhism that you can just practice. It's a kind of Buddhism that promotes simply doing good deeds, speaking good words, and thinking good thoughts. And so I think now, since we have a little time, I think it's good if we get to know each other. Just say your name, from where you are, and tell us one word lang ha? One word. One good word that is like your guide as you live your life every day. You don't have to explain. Just one good word lang. So for example, say your name. For me, for example, Mage Perino, USC, Cebu, patience. Okay, anak lang ha? No explanation. So that way we get to know who you are. So we'll do it like that. All right.
Good morning, everyone. I am Irna Icosta from Caballo City Television. Love.
Perfect.
Fernando Medrina from Calbayog City. Friends.
Good.
Josephine G. Babutay from Caballo City. Kindness.
Casado Pacha from Calbayog City. Respect.
You? And before here, Dilita. Sir.
Margarito A. Carrera Jr., Calbayog City, Humanity.
Marisa Magan from Leyte Division. Patience.
Thank you, ma'am. So, of course. How could I forget? Venerable Gal J.
Yachi. A lot of people ask, oh, what's the name mean? It means pure, like lotus flower. I like the words oneness.
Thank you, Venerable.
Jishan, good morning to everybody. I'm Shirley Iligas from the Division of Sorcery Safety. And even though I am a Filipino, but my favorite word is ikigai.
Ikigai, and translate that to the Japanese.
Good morning, Sophia Salvacion from Masbate City Division. Kindness.
Kindness. Thank you, ma'am. Please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alisa Morella Roa, Calbayog City. Thoughtfulness.
Thoughtfulness. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Catherine A. Capalis from Tinampakan Central School, Calbayog City. My favorite word is mother.
Sorry.
Mother.
Mother. Amazing.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Karen Peralta Kabansan from Calbayog City Division. My word for today is honesty.
Honesty.
Good morning, everyone. Rixel Ortega from Calbayog City. My word is contentment.
Contentment. Okay. Let's bring the mic over here, ma'am.
Cindy Muniez, SDO Bye, modest.
Maria Marina Escalios from SDO Bye, grateful.
Grateful. And indeed we are.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Josephine M. Banaya from SDO Bye. My word for today is hope.
Hope.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Evelyn Rodriguez from SBO Baybay. My word is goodness.
Goodness.
Good morning, everyone. My Elton F. Alfredo is still by harmony.
Harmony.
Good morning, everyone. I am Elvera Quirong, is the Obaybay. My word is compassionate.
Compassionate. Very Buddhist.
Ni hao. Cheryl Sabianes is the Obaybay. Peace.
Peace.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jenshel and Antrino. My word is empathy.
Empathy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Charlotte Libongot of Visayas City Division. My word is compassionate.
Compassionate with a smile. Beautiful smile.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Gina Okias from Bye City Division. The word is humility.
I'm Evelyn El Sanico from Bye City Division. Integrity.
Integrity. Okay, let's bring the mic over here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cynthia Estarayo from Calbayog City Division. Kindness.
Good morning, I'm Jason Alelita from SDO Calbayog, forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Wow. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Maximo Tipacho Jr. from SDO Calbayog. My word is humility.
Humility.
Good morning, everyone. I am Alicia A. Viñas from Masbate City Division. My word is unconditional love.
Unconditional love. Wow.
Good morning. I am Rowena Natural from Masbate City. My word is kindness.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Isa Grace Kalimutan from Masbate City. My word for today is happiness.
Happiness. Okay, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ira Idrio Carissa from Masbate City. My word for today, empathetic.
Empathetic.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Christine Carlot C. Sosito from SDO Masbate City. My word is generosity.
Okay, generosity.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Grace Villalolid from Cebu Province Division. My word for today is a Japanese term, migomi.
Migomi, you want to translate that for us?
It's my name, Grace, also.
Oh, Grace. Spontaneity. Okay.
Hello, this is Roseville Alon from Cebu Province. My word is inspiration.
Inspiration. Oh, I know you.
Good morning. I'm Manilyn Robio from Cebu Province. My word is loving kindness.
Good morning, everyone. My name is DJ Ann B. Diaz from Cebu Province. My word for today is bravery.
Bravery. Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Grace I. de la Peña from SDO Cebu Province. My word is resilient.
Resilience. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rochelle M. Saison from Cebu Province, and I live in the word trust.
Trust. And you, ma'am?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cornelie A. Ligal from Masbate Province Division. My word for today is kindness.
Yes, sir.
I'm Melvin Galapella of STO Cebu Province. Kindness.
Ni hao. I'm Eleanor Taribe of Southern Leyte. My word is empathy.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Joyce Bihay from SDO Southern Leyte. My word for today is respect.
Good morning.
I am Minerva Vinganyo of Distrito Southern Leyte. My word is gratitude.
Gratitude.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ferdinand Songalia of Leyte Division. My word is open-minded.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Richelle Opana from Lake Division. My word for the day is humbleness.
Good morning, everyone. Remy Plazuela Macasil from SDO Leyte. My word is perseverance.
Good morning, everyone. I am Angelo Arcampolo from SDO Leyte, and my word is service.
Service.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Edna Cardalia from Leyte Division. My word is bless.
Hi, morning. Melfi Grace Sanchez of Leyte Division. Great.
Grace.
Michael Parado from Leyte Division. Longevity.
Longevity. Okay.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Ricardo Fulga from Leyte Division. My word is kindness.
Kindness.
Hello everyone, I'm Darwin Odipas from SDO Leyte. Devoted.
Devoted. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mrs. Josephine Joel from SDO Sorsogon City. Humility.
Humility.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marjorie May M. Giban, SDO Sorsogon City, and my word is valor.
Valor. Wow.
Servin Bayoka from Sorsogon City, grateful.
Grateful. Matt.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Daisy Pidagonilia from Sorsogon City. My word is genuine.
Genuine.
Good morning. I'm Catherine G. Pribaldo from SDO Sorsogon City. My word is goodwill.
Goodwill. Okay.
Emily Dulot here from SDO Sorsogon City. And this is the word I advocate to many, uplift.
Uplift. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sonia Cabaltera from Leyte Division. Kindness.
Kindness, sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joel Silicar from SDO Leyte. Humility.
Humility.
Good morning. I'm Rowena Indulfo from Leyte Division. My word for today is forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Cora Zalbano of Leyte Division. My word for today is fair.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angelina Vivero from SDO Leyte. My word for today is gratified.
Good morning, everyone. From SDO Leyte, my name is Jocelyn Verona. My word for today is gratefulness.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alma Lizarda from Leyte Division. My word for today is goodness.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Ann Nichols of the Leyte Division. My word for today is care.
Care.
And also, Karen Barriel of SDO Leyte. My favorite word is selfless.
Selfless. Selflessness. Okay.
Hello, good morning. My name is Aura Ordilio, Aura Aguilar from Southern Leyte. The word is gratitude.
Hi, I'm Leia Caracal from Southern Leyte, and I'm thankful.
Thankful.
Emmanuel Hernando, Southern Leyte. Unity.
Unity.
Hello, Philippines. Hello, world. Good morning. My name is Lalaine Ruby Patwal from SDO's Southern Leyte. My favorite word is peaceful.
Magandang morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Butalon from Southern Leyte Division. And my word for the day is gratefulness.
Good morning, Mary Joy Del Rosario from SDO Southern Leyte. Equality.
Quality. Okay. Sir?
Noli Cribilio of SDO Leyte. The word for today is determination.
Good morning, everyone. Edwina Esdiuco of Leyte Division. My word is stewardship.
Good morning, everyone.
I'm Lucena Cuervo of Leyte Division. My word is smile.
Nelson Empire is the Leyte service-oriented.
Service objective.
Marilyn Ramirez po from Leyte Division. My word is appreciation.
Glenda Yu from Leyte Division. My word for today is Good Samaritan.
Good morning, everyone. Pastor Moliet from Asin Division, Abundance.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Jean Moliet from Asin City. Blessed.
Good morning, I'm Angeline P. Achacoso from SDO Maasin. Understanding.
Understanding, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Dennis Lasarna of Masin City Division, Humility.
Hello, mabuhay. Jeffrey Kawaling from the SDO of Masin City, Magnanimous.
Anybus.
Joel Avila of Masin City Division, Reliable.
Reliable.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Serelina Dolera from SDO Maasin City. Thankful.
Thankful.
I'm Rose and Bautista from Asin City Division. Comfort.
Good morning, everyone. I am Marian Signar from Asin City Division. Respect.
Respect. Okay, now.
Good morning, Geraldine Aramigo from Asin City. The word that guides me most of the time is gratitude.
Good morning, Elisita Adubas Ortega, Maasin City Division. Faithful.
Grateful.
Good morning. I'm May Annette Querong from Asin City Division. God-fearing.
God-fearing. Sir.
Sugan City, calmness.
Calmness.
Magandang umaga po. Hearts, as City, the word is tranquility.
Thank you. Sir.
Janilo Galopo of Southern Leyte Division, Unconditional.
Unconditional. Sir, how about you? Name and good word that guides you day by day. Okay. Okay. I was Teacher Tapian would be the last one. Pagawan si Sir.
Imelda Tapian, happiness.
Happiness. And we do have a few in front who hasn't spoken yet. So please raise your hands. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Irene Tevez from Southern Leyte Division. My word is love.
Love.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rachel P. Mindano from Southern Leyte. My word is respect.
Respect.
Morning greetings, everyone. I am Teresita Gilolo from Southern Leyte Division. My word for today is open-mindedness.
Open-mindedness. And I do believe we have one more in front. Sir, it's your turn.
Good morning po to everyone. Greg Legal from Masbate City Division. My word is passion.
All right, passion. So thank you very much to everyone. It's good to hear different voices, no? Different versions of kindness, humility, gentleness, compassion, love, peace, calm. So these are very good words. And it's nice to know that you have these words that serve as your light that guides you day by day. And so as part of our orientation, so I would request that you keep an open heart, an open mind for the rest of the day of what will transpire. And so part of our orientation is for me to again speak further of what FGS Philippines, Guangshan Chuon Temple has been doing. That is of course aligned with the mission of our founder, Venerable Master Xing. And so Venerable Master Xing, his vision is the propagation of the teachings through culture, education, and charitable works. So it's very small, but in the picture, we have relief goods distribution during Typhoon Odette and during the earthquake that happened in 2013. So you can see the temple, the main shrine, is loaded with bottles of water and sacks of rice that will be distributed to those who are most in need. And then, of course, we have prison visitation, right? Jail visitation and engagement with the barangay community not just for mere dole outs or distribution of bundles of joy, but we meet them every month. We have a needs assessment with them and find out what they need most. So for example, there was education on how to vote wisely. So we invited professors from the political science department to help them. Those who wanted to know how to make use of the computer, there was a time when we actually invited faculty from the computer science department to help. Those who wanted to know basic arithmetic. Okay, so that is of course in partnership with the University of San Carlos. All right, further, Buddhism in the Philippines. As I mentioned earlier, we also have several schools. Guaming Institute of Performing Arts, and there's Guaming College in Tagaytay. So as you can see. Then of course, we have the musical play, the longest running play in the Philippines. Okay, that is truly homegrown. So, and this coming February 8th is of course the Star and Cloud musical. This is the life story of the founder, Venerable Master Simeon. And this will be in SMC side. If you have been roaming the temple, then you must have seen the poster. It's a very heartfelt, a very moving play. After here in Cebu, I believe it will be toured in Japan. So if you are in Cebu, please let the venerables know, and then we would gladly give you a ticket to watch Star and Cloud if you are in Cebu. All right, so these are some of the events that have been going on in MGS Chuan Temple Cebu. I'm not sure if it was mentioned earlier. We do have a meditation session every Thursday. Sir Erwin can talk to you about that soon because he is the one who will walk you through the benefits of meditation. All right. Any questions so far? None? Okay, good. And so here at the temple, always remember, the 3 acts of goodness. That is, unsa ganito? Do good deeds, speak good words, and think good thoughts. Can you say it again? Do good deeds, speak good words, think good thoughts. All right. So today, it's what? It's almost 9:15 in the morning. So think lang. You don't have to say it out loud. Expression lang sa inyong face maybe. Were you able to practice thinking good thoughts just this morning? Let me see with the smiles on your faces. Kanang gamukot, murag yun na naka-think good thought. Pero kanang ga-smile, kanang lami kay pahilom, so naka-practice kinang think good thoughts. Hayag kay ang pananaw, hayag kayo ang inyong aura. What about speaking good words? Were you able to practice that this early in the morning? Yes, a resounding yes. What about doing good deeds? Yes. And well then, congratulations, you're all set for the graduation ceremony happening later. But for today, let's continue with the 3 acts of goodness awarding ceremony for cycle 10 with the theme Radiating Goodness, Inspiring Harmony. Okay, and so now I can leave you with the next speaker, Sir Erwin Go. He has been with the temple longer than I have. So if I started volunteering in 2010, he was the one who ushered me, letting me know what Chuan Temple is. And so he's been here longer than I am. And then if you have more questions, you can ask him. Okay, and so Sir Erwin Go, you can talk about the benefits of meditation. Thank you. Allow us first to do the technology. John Mark. Ryan, can you help us? Or I can press.
While we are setting up, I will also take this opportunity to introduce the match and also our elder Dharma brother, Wingo. Golden Match has been a long-term temple volunteer while being a professor herself. So she has helping the temple to nurture a community of triumphs of goodness with the children and also with the parents next door, our barangay. Together with university students in philosophy. So the parents or the mama always like to come to the temple because they always ask, "Oh, when is the next program?" That's because they say they get to be kind, they get to be good. So that's what they want to bring to their children at home, and at the same time be able to feel like they are university students because those who comes to the programs are professor from the University of San Carlos. Then Sir Wing Go, he has been meditating himself. He looks like 18 years old. Yet his daughters has already graduated from university. So I once asked, how do you look so young and calm? Or we hear words calm. And he said that that's because he always been meditating and he trains his 3 daughters to meditate since young. Say, for example, he already ready now, so he will get more. Please, I'll use the mic.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So I'm Erwin Go. Like Mage mentioned, I came here starting 2005. Yeah, so I learned a lot from the temple, especially from the master and Rebel Master Shingyun. So every opportunity, I try to impart so to other people. So it's an opportunity for me because it's actually my first time to present this to group of teachers. Yes. I always do this to students. So many teachers in different schools in Cebu, they bring their students for a tour around the temple and also for introduction to meditation. So thank you very much for this opportunity. So I just give a short discussion about meditation. How many of you knows how to meditate? Raise your hand. Good. So I have something to share. Okay, so next. So today we will discuss about meditation. So first, very important is the proper posture. Okay, and then the meditation I will teach is called breath counting. Very easy. And then we'll discuss the benefit. Okay, there's a lot of benefit which you will benefit yourself if you practice, and you can also impart to your students. Okay, so before starting, normally when we meditate, we wear loose, comfortable clothing. So we don't want anything in our body to distract us. So in fact, even eyeglasses, we normally put it aside, watches, earrings, things like that. Okay? Yeah, so we don't want to hamper the circulation in our body. When we meditate, we're not only talking about the circulation of our respiratory system, but we are talking about the circulation of our energy, our chi. Okay. Next one. So, okay, when we sit, we don't want to sit where the air conditioner or the electric fan is blowing towards us. Because during meditation, our pores will open up. Yeah, so we don't want direct air. Okay, yeah, especially if we're doing full lotus posture, which we will discuss later. It is best to cover the knees with towels or blanket. Okay, to keep warm. Okay, and then sit on dry wooden floor or tatami mat. Okay, so sometimes, like we usually meditate there in the main shrine. It's a marble floor, but we use a meditation cushion, which I'll show you also later. Okay, so we start with the posture. There are 7 points that um, we want to be aware of. Okay, so starting with the leg, this is called the full lotus posture. Why we start with the full lotus? Because this is the most stable position. But you don't need to do this if you cannot. Okay. So when I started meditating, I can only do half lotus. The next one. Yeah. So this is half lotus. Only one leg on the lap. Okay. Only after about 3 months of stretching my leg, that's the only time I was able to do a full lotus. Okay, so it's not immediately required, but if you can stretch, then it's fine. So like I said, full lotus or half lotus is not the only position. So we have here full lotus, half lotus. Burmese style, if you notice, I have my so if you notice the leg, both legs are on the mat. This is different from cross-legged. Cross-legged, our this part of the leg is on our foot. It is not comfortable. But this one, you see the foot is on the mat. So both feet are on the mat. So this is more comfortable. Okay. The normal cross-legged that most people sit when they do this is not very comfortable. You won't last very long. Okay. Some people they use a stool or they use a taller pillow. Okay. Of course, some people will say, I have bad leg, I have bad back. How can I meditate? You can always do a sitting position. So no problem. Okay. So the important thing, so that's the leg part. The next part that we want to check is our back. So this back should be straight. If you notice your center of gravity, okay? Here it's a bit curved, and then the center of gravity is a bit towards the back. So you get tired. You get backache. Okay. This cushion, if you notice, it's thicker at the back. So that's by design. Because each one of us would have different preference. When you're sitting in a lotus posture, some of you may want to have a thinner back cushion. Some would want to have thicker. So the meditation cushion is, you just adjust, you just sit farther back and then you'll have a thicker one. Okay. So obviously we don't want this kind of posture. And this is very common if we're in front of our computer. We're too concentrated in what's written there. And then at the end of the day, we say, this work is so tiring. Why? Because our posture is not right. But if your posture is right, then you won't have that kind of problem. Okay? So in short, these postures, we learn it here. Just use it during meditation. We use it when we're working. Okay? Next one. Okay, so this is the meditation cushion that we are using here. So here, It's a bit thinner than the one here. Okay. Next one. Okay, the next one, of course, we want to make sure that the back is straight, but the front also should be aligned. Okay, so we don't want to do it like this. Sometimes I notice, especially female, they have long hair like that, and then their head is like this. Don't be surprised if you have stiff neck. Okay, so be aware. You have to be aware. Okay, so from the back, we continue to our arms. First thing, to know the proper position of our arms and our back, you do this. Roll, drop. Right. Do you feel good? You feel good right away, right? That's the proper posture of this shoulder. Okay? Not the military. You know, for those who have went through military, I went through CAT. No, this is not comfortable. Just roll and drop. Yes, that's the proper posture. So that's your posture when you're sitting, that's your posture when you're standing. Can you remember the picture I showed you, this one? No. This one, this is your posture. Again, we learned this year, we apply it in our life. Okay? So towards our arms, not yet, arms back, hand back. So fingers together, thumbs together. Okay, this is very important. This is where our chi will circulate within our body. Okay, so this it's still there. If it's not, just imagine it's still there. Okay, so but the important thing is the upper body. Okay. Yeah, when you do that, try to observe what happened. Anybody? What can you observe? Hmm? You'll notice your saliva will start to circulate. Okay? When you do that, we don't get thirsty. Okay? Automatically, our body will circulate our saliva. Okay? I tried to do using this technique when you're riding a bus, jeepney, and then you don't have water, and then you're so thirsty. Try doing this. Okay? You won't get thirsty. Okay, the last of the seven, our eyes. Okay, our eyes is the most easily distracted. Okay, so for me, I want close eyes. Okay, but for some people, when they close their eyes, they fall asleep right away. So for those people, we recommend half close. So half close, you just look a foot or two in front of you and keep your eyes open. Why look down? So that you don't get distracted. Okay, especially when we're starting, most people are easily distracted. Okay, so it's up to you. For me, I always close my eyes. I like closing my eyes. Okay, for you, it's up to you. Okay, so this is not meditation. That's just a posture. Okay, so that we are all comfortable. Okay, so, reminders lang, beginning meditators are better guided by experienced teachers, so they do not deviate from the proper form of practice. Okay, so meditation is very important. Meditation can help us, but we might be doing the wrong thing. Okay, so don't force yourself to sit too long. Regular frequency is better than straining yourself. Okay, so in Buddhism, we always say middle path. So even in meditation, just enough. Okay. Some people they've asked the master, how long should we meditate? I remember a master answered, even as short as 5 minutes is enough. Just do it, let's say every day. Okay? So frequency is more important than straining yourself. Okay, so before we continue, any question regards to posture? None? I think my picture is very clear. So, what is breath counting meditation? So this is the practice itself. Okay? Do you know how to breathe? I hope so. But the question really is, do you know how to breathe properly? Okay? Most of the time, our breathing is very shallow. Okay? Again, with our shallow breathing, at the end of the day, we're tired already. Just by breathing. You know why? Because of the shallow breathing. You breathe very shallow, oxygen comes in, and before it can even fill your lungs. Our lungs, science teacher, if we know that our lungs is the biggest organ in our body, and in fact, there's two of them. And then we breathe very shallow, and you exhale. There's hardly any time for the oxygen to circulate into our body, right? So the proper breathing is inhale all the way to your abdomen, then exhale. If you're a singer, you know this. Okay? So breathe in all the way here, not on the chest. Okay? Then breathe out. That's the proper breathing. Deep breathing. And then one breath cycle is a few seconds, not shallow in, out, in, out. Okay? So one long breath in, then one long breath out. Okay? So, do you know how to count? Yes, of course. You don't need to be a math teacher to know how to count. But in meditation practice, we only count 1 to 10. Okay? Later on, we will see what happened. So the idea is to count our breath. So it's up to you whether you want to count the in breath or the out breath. Okay? So you just think in your mind, 1, then breathe in, breathe out, and then 2, breathe in, breathe out, and so on and continue until 10. What happens after 10? You just go back to 1. That's it. Very easy, right? So that's your breath counting meditation. You can also count the out breath. So you can breathe in and then 1 and then breathe out. Then breathe in, 2, breathe out. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, so do you want to try it? Okay, so that's your assignment. Okay, so let's try it. Let's try it with music. But before that, any question? No question. I think you're excited. Okay, so let's do breath counting. Okay, we will be guided with the music. Music is not required, but I usually use it for beginners. It's more soothing. Okay, so let's try it and then let's observe. Let's discuss after. Okay. You can sit a bit forward, do not lean on the back. So you should support your back yourself. Just look down, 1 or 2 feet in front of you. Your head straight up, straight vertically. On the front, on the back. Your back, relax. Okay, slowly open your eyes. Wrap your palms together. Touch your face, your head, your neck.
Massage your shoulder, arm. Very important, massage your back. And then, especially if you're doing lotus posture, massage your leg.
Okay, so if you know this technique, you don't need to go to massage parlor. Savings na. Okay. Any questions, observations, comments? If no questions, I'll be the one to ask question. Kami na yung exam. No questions? Okay, I'll ask you a question. How many of you did the counting? Raise your hand. How about the others? What did you do? That was your assignment. The assignment was very simple and then you forgot. Right? Before we discuss further about that, any other observation? How was it? Relaxing. Of course, if you're in the proper posture, it's always relaxing. Yeah? Any other observation? For those who counted, any observation? Did anyone forget? What's the next number? Yes? No? Yes? How about, did you go over 13? Yes? I see people nodding. Okay? So, this is very common for first time meditators. Okay? So, what this simply means is, while we're meditating, first of all, counting is so easy, right? So, we go on and on and on. Why? Because we were not mindful. We forgot that it's supposed to be 1 to 10. It has become automatic. So it's the same thing as when we're walking. Walking is too easy for us. We walk, we are not mindful anymore, and then we trip. And then we blame the stone, we blame the people who did not put warning on the step. Right? So it becomes other people's fault. But if we are mindful, we will never trip. Okay? So that's the idea. When we're counting and then we are over, we know that our mind is already wandering. Why? We call this the monkey mind. You know the monkey, if you observe the monkey, even if you chain the monkey, it will keep on moving left, right, up, down, forward, backward. What does this mean? Our mind is very restless. Okay? It goes from the past to the present to the future in a split second. So even as we're talking here, maybe you're thinking of your of what you ate yesterday. So that's the past. Right? Or maybe you're thinking after this we will go shopping. That's the future. So and this can happen in a split second. Right? So that's why we call it the monkey mind. Not only that, it can travel to different places. Okay? So you're sitting here, but you're thinking back home of your loved ones. So you're in another place now. You're no longer here. Right? So that's the monkey mind. Now, I don't blame you because chances are nobody, unless you went through meditation, nobody told us that we should be mindful of what this brain is doing. Right? So it's our brain, doing these things on its own. Okay? So now, in the meditation practice, we are training ourselves to take charge of our mind, our brain, so that it will not just do things on its own. Okay? All these emotions, anxiety, fear, anger, and many other emotions are runaway emotions. Why we cannot control our fear? Why we cannot control our anxiety? Well, in the first place, we've never tried to control or tame our mind. So how do you expect to control your fear? Right? So that's the reason. Okay? So if we learn to tame our mind, then we start to be able to control all these emotions. At the very least, control or maybe even minimize it. Okay? If we become the Buddha, we will have completely eliminated all these negative emotions. But before that, we can always try to learn and control and minimize. So we say, think good thought, speak good words, do good deeds. And then we say, toot toot. Why? Because our mind is just doing things on its own. Right? So slowly, we need the meditation practice in order for us to control what's here. And once we are able to control what's here, we can control what's going to come out here. And then we are able to control our bodily actions. Okay? So yeah, why we can control our mind? Because nobody taught us. Nobody told us that, oh yes, we can control our mind if we continue to practice. Okay? So any questions? No questions? Okay? So meditation can help in all of this. Okay? You want to relax, you want to keep calm, you want to be able to focus on what you're doing. Okay? If we have a mind that is subdued, when we want to work, then we will be able to work. Okay? So how can meditation benefit me and you? Of course, first thing, stress reliever. If we can control our anxiety, if we can control our fear, of course, automatic, you'll be able to relieve your stress. You don't need medication anymore. I hope you don't wait until you need medication to start meditating. That will be very difficult. In fact, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay? By the time you need medication, it's a bit too late. Yeah. Okay? Sense of control of our thoughts. So we want to speak good words. We have to make sure everything that comes into our mind are something good. We want to make sure what's being entertained in our mind are good. Okay? Develop concentration and mindfulness. Okay, so this is very important. Like I said, in whatever we're doing in our life, we should be mindful. So, long time ago, somebody asked, Master, how often do you meditate? The master said, I meditate in everything that I do. What does he mean? If I'm teaching, I focus and I'm mindful during teaching. If I'm in front of my computer doing work, I'm focused and mindful of my work. I'm not thinking of my food. That's meditation, right? So in short, whatever we're doing in our life, as long as we're focused and we're mindful, then we are meditating. Okay? So the sitting meditation that I'm teaching or that I'm imparting is just the start. It's just the practice so that we can, tame the mind. But after which, we should apply everything that we learn here today to everything that we're doing, whether we're walking, we're eating, we're eating, why do we beat our tongue? Because the food is too yummy. And then you beat your tongue. Yeah. So things like that. Okay? So whether we're eating, we're discussing with our students, everything we should be focused. Okay? Elevated morality, let go of sense of pleasure, reduce the three poisons, which are the greed, anger, and ignorance. Yeah, so again, there are so many negative emotions, defilements. In fact, in Buddhism, we say there are 108 defilements. Okay? So how do we eliminate or at least minimize those things? We need to practice meditation and letting go of sense pleasure. This is very common. For example, why do you eat? Anybody? I'm sure you have a reason for eating. The most common answer I receive is because it's delicious, because it's yummy. When I ask what's your reason for going to a particular restaurant? They would say, because eat all you can. It's so cheap. I saw it on TikTok. Never have I heard. I eat because it is nutritious. Have you ever thought of that? Huh? I say if you eat because it's yummy, it's cheap, it's eat all you can, I say you only love your tongue. Yummy is only here. But if it's nutritious, it nourishes your whole body. So if you love your body, you will eat nutritious food. Okay? So that's about letting go of the sense pleasure. We're always driven by our senses. We only do things that tingles our sense pleasure. Whether it's our tongue, our nose, with the perfumes, our eyes, we watch movies, music, love for our body. Okay? So sometimes we cannot control these things. Okay? So we learn to let go of that so that we can be at peace whether or not we have what we are craving for. Okay? Better health. Of course, if you always stay calm, then you'll have better health. Accordingly to the Chinese tradition, when we are born, we have certain number of beats to our heart. It's like when you buy a car, it's good for 50,000 kilometers. Okay? If you're always hungry, if your heartbeat is always so fast, then you're using up your heartbeat faster, right? But if you're calm, then you are prolonging your heart. Okay? Body awareness. Okay? Aside from being aware when we're walking and doing things, body awareness allows us to listen to our body because our body always tell us when there's something wrong. Okay? There are people who come to meditation and then they say, I don't like meditating because I get headache. I tell them, you have headache, you're not aware about it. But when you started meditating, now you are able to observe your body. That's why you say you have headache. Okay? Many times we ignore what our body is telling us. Okay? So that's very important. Okay? So all of these can lead to reduced anger and anxiety, of course, that leads to better health. Okay, happiness. Meditation allows us to concentrate and to see things as they really are. Okay? not see things as we think it is. Understand the difference? Many times we have biases already. So when we see things, when we listen to our students, we have bias already. This student is like this, like that. So therefore, we're not actually listening anymore. Okay? This mind is telling me what it is, what happened, whatever. Okay? So if we understand how the universe works, how our surroundings are, the situation, then we become happier. Okay? Ultimately, this is the ultimate goal is to gain wisdom. Okay? What is wisdom? The wisdom is the ability to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. Okay? So calm mind allows us to see things clearly. Seeing our intrinsic nature, which is what we call the Buddha nature. The Buddha nature is the intrinsic one. I'm sure all of us want to become a better person. That kind of one, we will be able to see through that and cultivate that, as opposed to cultivating the opposite. Okay? So, for example, just a few weeks ago, I was telling my daughter, because I was asking her boyfriend, do you want to go through the 5 precepts? The 5 precepts is no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, no intoxicants. And then in Manila, in Buhay Temple, there was a ceremony. And my daughter's boyfriend is in Manila. So I asked, do you want to go through the 5 precepts? And then when he read about it, oh, I'm not ready for this. So I was telling my daughter, you see, when we go through something good, why are we hesitating? But when he was invited to a restaurant, oh, here's some beer. Oh, yeah, beer. Why are we so quick to accept that? You see, our mind is opposite. We are not nurturing the Buddha nature, but rather we're nurturing the Mara nature. You see? So I told her, you better make sure that he is aware of this. To cultivate the Buddha nature rather than the Mara nature. So he should be hesitating in accepting that beer rather than accepting the 5 precepts. Right, Sefo? Okay, so these things you have to be aware. This is our intrinsic nature, and this will help us with our wisdom. And if we have wisdom, you will be able to teach your student better. Why? Because you will be able to understand them. The wisdom that we gain doesn't help us understand ourselves only. It helps us to understand others. Then you become a better teacher. Okay? We still have time. I still be thinking up. Yeah. Okay, so awareness of our body. Like I said, our body always tells us something, whether there's pain, fever. Okay? If we have pain in our body, that means there's something wrong. Many times we pack in pain reliever. Pain reliever is not medicine. So I used to love pain reliever constant SF. Until I realized this is pain reliever. It's not medicine. It's not curing the cause of the pain. So I stopped and then I tried to find out what was the cause. And for me, that's why I put it here, is because of lack of sleep. Yeah, for a long, long time, I have tried to recover my sleep. Yeah, it took me several years to recover my sleep until I no longer have headache. Okay. Again, feed our body with natural source of nutrition, not only yummy. If you go to Mabuhay Temple or Mabuhay Tea House in Malate, just beside the temple, they offer delicious and nutritious food. Okay? So awareness of body gives us better health, aware of what we put into our body, aware of the reason why we eat, okay, and the reason why we go through a particular restaurant. Okay. The next one. Okay, awareness of our action. Let's watch. Di mo play kasi wifi. Di mo play. Sorry, it's a self-driving car. Okay. So here, this is a very common problem nowadays. You know, people walk. So again, even my daughter, they do that. So I always tell them, when you're walking, what do? You walk. Not walk and then leave your cell phone. You see, once I learned meditation, I realized that multitasking is not right. That's why I stopped doing that. Yeah. So yeah, people are multitasking, right? They're walking and then they're reading their cell phone. But you cannot focus, you cannot do it properly. Yeah, and then you get into accidents like this guy. Okay. Awareness of our action helps minimize or prevent accidents. It helps avoid hitting or hurting others. You know, sometimes we're too excited talking, oh, and then you hit someone. Why? Because you're not aware that he is standing there. Right? Okay. Awareness of our action helps us to do good deeds. Okay. So instead of always helping ourselves, we learn to help others, give, practice giving, and share or teach your knowledge and talent. Of course, you're doing that already. You're a teacher. So you're already always sharing. Okay. I'm very appreciative of teacher because me standing here for 1 hour, I get so tired. And you have to stand the whole day. So I really appreciate it. Okay. So awareness of our speeches. Of course, hurtful words. These are words from Venerable Master Shingen. Hurtful words can linger in someone's heart for a long time. So when we say something not nice, we don't know how long that person, is affected. Okay. If we study the Four Noble Truth, we know that in this world there are so many forms of suffering already. Let's not add to that with our hurtful words. Okay. Speech is even tougher to control than bodily actions. Okay, so some people are so used to bad words, every sentence will end in bad words. And if you tell them to stop, it's so difficult for them to stop it. Again, why? Because our mind is running in automatic mode. That's why they cannot control. Okay. How to counter and bad and hurtful words? Again, to counter, actually it's very easy. We do the opposite. We practice with good words. Right? The reason that they're so used to saying bad words is because they've been practicing that for a long time. To a point that it has become automatic. Right? So, to counter that, we practice the opposite. Right? So let's say you end your sentence always with thank you. Right? And then you get used to it and then you always end it with thank you. Right? So practicing saying good words helps us counter bad words. Okay. Of course, this may be easier said than done. So we need to be more conscious about it. Okay. For me also, when I started this, it was also a struggle. Even just saying thank you. And of course, sorry. Okay. But once you start doing it, then it will become easier and easier. Okay. Awareness of thoughts. Think good thoughts. Okay. Why we need to think good thoughts? This is a question asked by a student. Why we need to think good thoughts? We didn't harm anyone by thinking bad about other people. Very good point. Bad thoughts have an effect on others. You know why? If somebody is angry at you, when you go near that person, you'll feel uneasy, right? Unless you're really manhid, like I was before. I really don't care. But normally, we feel uneasy, we feel there's something wrong, right? Same thing with bad thoughts. The bad thoughts affect others, but first it affects ourselves, the person who's thinking bad thought. Imagine if it can affect others, don't you think it will affect you? Of course it will, right? So that's a very good reason to start thinking good thought. Okay? So proactively think good thoughts, especially of gratitude, okay? Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy. The difference between loving kindness and sympathetic joy. Loving kindness is like a mother who wants to give everything good to her children. Okay? Sympathetic, ano, sympathetic joy is want to give everything good. Ano, compassion day. Compassion is give everything good. Ano, loving kindness is give everything good. Compassion is wanting to remove the suffering. So if the mother's child is sick, the mother wants to cure that child. That's compassion. Okay. And then the sympathetic joy is the happiness that we feel when other people gain something or win something uh, for other people's success. Yeah. Okay. So the beauty about practicing sympathetic joy or appreciative joy is that you just look around whoever is successful and you become happy as well for them. Not only for them but for yourself also. You feel the happiness also. That's appreciative joy. Okay? So that's all for me. May kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity pervade all worlds. May we cherish and build affinities to benefit all beings. May chant, pure and precepts inspire equality and patience. May our humility and gratitude give rise to great vows. Okay? I'm sure you as a teacher, you're practicing all of these, especially giving to others, which is your student. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you for your content career. And may you gain wisdom so that you'll be able to share it to everyone. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a group picture. So everyone just stay where you are. Don't forget to smile. And maybe request our photographers to please take the picture from here. Yes. And after the picture taking, there will be snacks, no? There will be refreshments. Yay. Those who are in Zoom, may we request you to turn on your webcams.
Okay,
So
ready?
goodness.
1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. We will have our snacks over the dining hall. It's very easy to just bring and carry with you. Please be back here at the same venue at 10:30 for the next session. Thank you. Enjoy. John Mark. John Mark. Set up ko yung text lock.
Oh, aku give it back. Okay. Thank you. Okay ra mo? Kamog snacks ito ka.
10 district.
You should follow her in a single file. Dili duha-duha, dili tulo-tulo, dili sa upat-upat. Samot na dili lima-lima, no? Tagsa lang yun, form a straight line. And then this is, of course, it should follow a very reflective mood. So, ilong siya. And this is an extension of the silent appeal. Okay, so after you're done with your lunch, we're supposed to kung mahimo, huwag doon na atong lunch kay sayang no. Kung dili ka di mahurot, pwede na yun i-take home. You can always take it home. Alright? And so once you're done eating and you think you're just about ready, then you can go outside. Of course, depending kay murag, there's a trend of rain. No, but karon murag okay pa man siya, but let's see how it is after lunch. If it's not raining, then you can see Rebel Meowching outside. Then you can just follow her single file and you will do a few minutes of walking meditation. Quiet Visayas. So you just follow her how she walks. Okay? Kasabot? Yes. Okay, that children? Okay, great. Any questions? None so far. So after the silent field, there's a walking meditation with Venerable Miaoqing. And then there's another, after the walking meditation, there is a lecture by Venerable Miaoqing happening here titled Compassion and Self-Care. And then we slowly walk our Sophia students from the Department of Philosophy. Sophia students will usher you to the GMC Theater. And that's where the afternoon session will take place. And so we have to be mindful of the time. By 1:05 p.m., you should be walking over to GMC. And then at 1:20, that is the opening ceremony. So we should be there at the Guangming Theater now. All right. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay. And so for this morning, allow me to share with you my discussion, my sharing, if you like. It's entitled The Clutter of Ease. So I was already introduced. I'm the chair of the Department of Philosophy of the University of San Carlos. And I'm also one of the founding members of Humanistic Buddhism Center Philippines and the director for research of Humanistic Buddhism Philippines. So we are trying to encourage researches on humanistic Buddhism. And we're also encouraging paper presentations on humanistic Buddhism. Venerable Miao J, Venerable Miao Wang, okay, we were able to present our papers in the World Congress of Philosophy at the Sapienza University in Rome last year. And in May, Venerable Miao J and I, we will be going to Trinity College at the University of Toronto, Canada, to present our papers at Humanistic Buddhism Center, or on Humanistic Buddhism, representing the center. And so anyone who is who has the interest, you know, to write about Humanistic Buddhism Center or Humanistic Buddhism, that is, you can approach me or Venerable Miao J, and you can talk about that and what avenues you could do for research. Okay. All right. And so the topic for today is the clutter of peace. So when you say clutter, what does that tell you? That's clutter. Mess. And yet we're talking about the clutter of ease. Ease is somewhat the absence of clutter, right? And so what is this lecture about? You guys are teachers, you know, I'm sure you have a level of wisdom. So what else should I be talking about? So wala kayo din siya, storya lagi din. Okay, hopefully we can declutter in the process. Okay. And so the outline for this afternoon. So I will talk about the current malaise. Then I will talk about the Japanese idea of Naikan. So earlier in the orientation introduction, I remember there were two people quoting something Japanese. And so now I'm going to introduce something Japanese and what they call as Naikan. And then what we call as becoming a bodhisattva. And so what is a bodhisattva? And then we talk about chaya, or skillful means. Okay, so this is the outline for the next hour. And I will be walking you through the clutter of means. And so first, let's begin with the current malaise. All right, the current malaise. And let me throw in some questions for you. What clutters your desk? Papers, so basta teachers, no? Papel, chikanan, class record, syllabus, clearance. Okay. In the department, we are still right now, we are in the process of enrolling. So there's really a lot of clutter going on. So what clutters your desk in the office? What clutters your desk in your bedroom? Is it still a clutter? What clutters your desks at home? Okay. Books, gadgets, your checklists. What clutters your mind? Bigyan sa man ang natin nasa inyong mind. Gusto mo na natin nasa inyong unang-una. Yung sa man na nagpahit-pay. No? I see smiles. I see meaningful smiles. I will not ask what is there, but I'm sure you see what is there. It could be deadlines. It could be routines. It could be your principal, your superintendents, your spouses, your children. What clutters your mind? Who clutters your mind? So let us proceed with this part of the session by asking questions. Because you know what philosophers say, no? Questions are more important than the answers. Right? And so what clutters your desk? Most importantly, what clutters your mind? All right. Moving forward, the question, how is it going? How is it going for you? How are you? Coming from the holidays? Returning back to work from the holidays? How is it going? How are you? And so we all have different answers, no? We all have different starting points. We all have different backgrounds. And so the question is just dangled in front of you. How is it going? Right now, let me introduce you to the concept of Naikan. And Naikan is an introspective approach wherein we are made to look inside of ourselves. And this is introduced by Yoshimoto Ishin, and this is his timeline. And nighttime is a form of self-inquiry. And nighttime reflections are based on 3 questions. So as I said, we will be going through this second session with more questions rather than answers. Uy, Kuya Obi, may picture pinakagibla nila tanan ng answer. Tingnan ko, do we have all the answers? You read all the books, but still we can't find the answers. Or we attempt to read all the books, or we pretend to read all the books, but then we still don't have the answers. And so let's look at this process of self-inquiry. And I invite you to also reflect in your lives, in yourselves, and try to answer the questions as honestly as you can. So you have your cell phones. By all means, open your cell phones and write your answers there. It doesn't have to be a thesis. We can give one word, a few words or phrase, or maybe one sentence. It's really up to you. Okay? Are you with me? Yeah. Okay. Let's begin with the first question. Are you ready for this? Yes. Are you ready for this? Yes. Yes. First question. What have I received from? Or in other words, I am grateful for what? So kindly fill it out as honestly as you can. What what have I received from? And the other way of phrasing the question is, I am grateful for what? By the way, those who are in Zoom, I encourage you to also participate in this Nikon self-inquiry. So our friends in Zoom, our friends in Mindanao, and everybody else in Zoom, please try to answer the question, what have I received from? You may key in, you may write more than one answer if you like. What have I received from? No need to explain. Just what are you grateful for? All right. So let's go to the second question. Okay. The second question is, what have I given to black? What have you actually given? Please write it down. Look back in your lives and think back to what you have actually given. It can be something material, it can be something non-material, but what have you given? What have you given to? Okay, I hope those in Zoom are also trying to answer the questions. All right, now let's move on to the last question. Are you ready for the last question? The last question is, what troubles and difficulties have it caused to dot, dot, dot? Fill it up. What troubles and difficulties have I caused to? So think back, reflect in your lives, and what troubles and what difficulties have you caused to? Try to answer. What troubles and difficulties have I caused to? Okay, are you done? Hilong na kayo pag-abot sa third question ay. First and second question, lumindot pa kayo mga smile. Pag-abot sa third question, hilong ka kayo. Grabe ka serious. Okay, so you can go back to the first question and the second question and maybe answer the third question as we go along. Okay, or maybe later when you go in your respective homes, you can always use this exercise. And so engaging in these three questions, okay, it's not all about logical epistemic truths, okay? Nor is it an intellectual analysis, but a practice of self-reflection that can unveil a depth of insight, especially because we are all educators here, no? We are all teachers here. Ang uban nili siguro double MA, double PhD, no? So you have already accumulated all the accolades. But engaging in the three questions is not about logic. It's not about epistemic truths. It is not an intellectual analysis. It is a practice of listening to ourselves, listening to what has been going on. Earlier, Sir Irwin taught us to listen to our bodies, no? And this time, I hope that in the introduction, you have paid attention to the clutter or the seeming clutter that is around us, that occupies our desks, our offices, our bedrooms. How does it look? Our rooms, our houses. Okay. And I hope that when you attempted to answer those questions, you kept in mind the seeming disarray, the seeming clutter. Okay, that seem to occupy ourselves, our thoughts. And so what? So lapod nga naman di ay. So what? And so after going through the nighttime questions, the idea is that we develop a sense of gratitude and appreciation. Diba? So very often, we're saying, kailangan ako deadlines. Gahapon deadline sa grade. So sa karon enrollment na po, mag-open pa kong subject, wa ko'y teacher. Okay? O pa ko, magpas ko sa akong class record, kinaraba akong superintendent, akong principal, grades and everything. We are so caught up with the deadlines. We are also caught up with the clutter that we forget to be grateful. A while ago, in the orientation introduction, a few people mentioned gratitude, to be thankful, to be grateful. And so recognizing the clutter in our lives, recognizing that this array of the seeming disarray of our existence, okay, we're so caught up with that disarray, with that clutter, that we forget to be thankful. And hopefully, when you enter into the nighttime questions, by recognizing what have you given, what have you received, okay, what have I done? Then somewhere in all of that, there will be some residue. Okay? And then you realize, it wasn't all that bad. No? Because kung sa panakadiply din na, there is always something to be grateful for. The Philippines, Cebu, the Visayas, Mindanao, Luzon, giuwan na no, mga calamities. Just the other day, there was a landslide, a landslide. And that's, if you want to go to that area, you just have to pass by our place. But it's not near our place, but you just have to pass by our place. And as of, I think last night, 2 people died, 30 people are still missing, and rescue are still going on as we speak. So we are grateful that we are here. Okay? And we don't take things for granted. And so as we continue to live our lives, we have a deeper sense of consciousness. We are more aware. We are more awakened of the things that are going on. So sometimes we see that reklamo, no, bakit kayo kinabuhi, kakoy na kayo, bigay na kayo, but really, okay, sometimes we become too jaded, no? But also on the other side, we should also learn to be thankful. We are alive, that we are able to breathe freely. Do you guys still pray ba?
Yes.
Oh, do you pray? What do you pray for? May ako ni ako to. Di ba? What's yung list sa inyong prayers? But have you ever stopped for a moment and say thank you for this time? They're good. And we are aware of the interconnectedness. No? So we are here because it's your graduation, you've been invited. But what were the conditions that actually allowed for these things to happen in the here and now? Kaya hinanapay ni message, ay, attendance, kay kami to na ko attendance, pa-picturing mo sa attendance. O, naari dito, pwede na mga pictures in yung attendance. In the middle of the meditation, now I attendance. At least aware mo, siya ng attendance. Okay, rin kayo. See, it's really a matter of perspective. And so our founder, Venerable Master Singyan, says, we all have to learn how to reinvent ourselves if we want to remain relevant in a fast-paced world of change. Agree, disagree? we have to remain relevant and we have to continue to reinvent ourselves. You've heard of the Zen story, no, na, about emptying your cup. Because if your cup is so full, it will just continue to overflow. You have to learn to empty your cup, right? So we have to learn to reinvent ourselves in order to remain relevant in a fast-paced world of change. So we're all teachers here, right? Yes? Yes? Kumusta inyong classwork? Kumusta inyong lesson plan? Kasi nag-yellow-yellow na. Meaning, kayo na kanawa na update. Updated siya? Kumusta inyong references? Updated siya? Or ang reference lang yung sa busap? How are your teaching styles? I shouldn't be in a position to ask you that, okay? Murag mas that kind of experiences para anak. Pero hindi mo just a thought, question lang. Okay. So we all have to learn how to reinvent ourselves if we want to remain relevant in a fast-paced world of change. And so at this point, allow me to introduce you to the term Bodhisattva. Familiar about the term Bodhisattva? Yes, no. So this image here is Guanyin Bodhisattva. The image behind me is Siddhigarga Bodhisattva. The one in the main shrine is Guanyin Bodhisattva. So they are all bodhisattvas. And in Buddhism, what's happening bodhisattva? A bodhisattva is someone who suspends their entry into nirvana to help others. And so this female version is actually one of the many manifestations of the Guanyin Bodhisattva. The same one found in the main shrine, itong babae, in the main shrine there, in the other building. So that's Guanyin. And mind you, this Guanyin is also the same as the Avalokiteshvara. Kana bitang makakita mo ng murag Buddha inyong tawag, but it's only a Bodhisattva with many hands and many eyes. Yeah. Oh, one is just the Avalokiteshvara, one of the many manifestations of the beautiful Guanyin. So what's my message and idea? What does it imply? So the many hands, many eyes depicts compassion. And so this Guanyin Bodhisattva or the Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva is also known as the goddess of compassion. And it is always likened to the Catholic concept of Mary, the mother of perpetual health. Okay, so these are one of the many similarities. Just last year in the International Conference of Religious Studies, I presented a paper in Poland comparing Mary, Mother of Perpetual Health and Bodhisattva Guanyin. And there are a lot of studies going on about that. Okay. This one also, the Siddhigarga Bodhisattva, is the Bodhisattva with a great vow. Kabao mo sa iyang great vow. Iyang great vow is to liberate all that are in hell. Can you imagine liberating all those that are in hell? No? So that is his great vow, the Siddhigarga or the Insha Bodhisattva. So liberating those that are in hell. So basically, muna siyang Bodhisattva, no? Someone who suspends their entry into nirvana or into pure land to help those who are in need. So sa lahat ng pagkasulti, pwede din na sila natin ma-liken to what we call as the saints. And you and I, we are human bodhisattvas. Right? So in everyday circumstance, in everyday parlance, if there is someone who needs help, kung saan man mo, imong igubyan, nakala ka diha, iwasin mo, or imong kabangan. So ideally, imo yung kabangan. And if mutabang ka, you become a bodhisattva to that person. You don't wait until you die, you know? But and that is really the essence of humanistic Buddhism. Pero akong ngayon ganina na, it is Buddhism for the everyday. That is how to become a bodhisattva. By practicing kindness in everything. Then, very often when we say Buddhism, it's really about going to temples, doing chanting, doing prostrations, right? But To become a Buddhist is actually to practice compassion. To become a Buddhist is to be more caring in your everyday. To become a Buddhist is to be a little more kind in our average everydayness. And that is what humanistic Buddhism is all about. Diba sa inyong schools, there is the TAG campaign, the 3 Acts of Goodness campaign. And basically, you are made to submit proposals, no? Of how you can better the society, the community, of how you can inculcate goodness, speaking good deeds, thinking good thoughts, and saying good words. Diba? So this is what you do. This is the practice of 3 Acts of Goodness. This is what humanistic Buddhism is all about. It's not so much about chanting or rituals, but really practicing Buddhism and helping to those who need the help the most. And what is that? That is the embodiment of the Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva of compassion, the Bodhisattva of loving kindness. Okay? And so the Bodhisattva's main practice is the development of wisdom and compassion. So sometimes people come to us, diba? They need help. But there are also some times when we feel like, grabe, compassion fatigue naman eh. Diba? Kasi why mo na, ang naman eh. I can help you to a certain extent, but you must also help yourself. Di ba sa pwede nga mag-city nila sa nagtabang? And in the end, you're running on empty, right? And so this is where the ideal of the Bodhisattva comes in. This is where the wisdom of the Bodhisattva comes in. And you, in your best judgment, being responsible, would know. Parihas sinasagingan sa Bible. You want to help someone? Don't give them fish. Teach them how to fish. Right? So wala yung kontra. No? It's really helping the person learn to help himself. Okay, so the Bodhisattva's main practice is the development of wisdom and compassion. And so when we talk about wisdom and compassion as character traits of the Bodhisattva, so we are talking about wisdom. In Sanskrit, we call it prajna, and compassion, we call it karuna. And so we put wisdom and compassion together, prajna and karuna together. So first, what's happening wisdom? Wisdom is the idea of realizing, having the right view of interdependence, our interconnectedness. Diba? So we are here not because of our own efforts. We are here because a lot of causes and conditions that were at play, right? And we have to realize that. And the moment we realize that, now, oh, we are not so greatly eyed, that we pitch in every way that we can. And by pitching in every way that we can, that is only when we can become a bigger and a better person. Hindi pwede yung kita-kita lang. So we recognize our interdependence and our interconnectedness. Another thing that fuels our wisdom is the right view of impermanence. Kita may ganahan na ba kita forever no? Ganahan kita maangat na ba? Pero isod. Why? Because things are impermanent. I remember an ancient Western philosopher by the name of Heraclitus gave us this very, very potent line that says, and I'm sure you know this, nobody steps into the same river twice because fresh waters are always flowing. Okay, that's the beauty of impermanence. Okay, everything is in a constant change. And because there is impermanence, there's also emptiness. What is this? What is this? What's happening? What's that siya? And if I put this, it becomes a fist, right? If I do this, it's like fingers. If I do this, it becomes a pan. So whatever happened to the pan? So the identity becomes impermanent and becomes empty. And sometimes we have to always keep that in mind because sometimes our ego gets in the way. Diba? So sometimes you have to remember that. And that's the prajna wisdom that Buddhism is teaching us. Now, what about karuna, compassion? So we go beyond stories of limitations. It is not about us, but our relation with others. We are always a being with others. Okay? Great philosophers have said that. Levinas said that. Okay? We are always a being with others. But do we get diluted because of the other? No. We must still have our voice in spite of the other. And it's never too late, no? When we're 40s, when we're 50s, we should still have our voice. And so the Bodhisattva is trying to combine both wisdom and compassion, both prajna and karuna. And combining both, then we have what we call the skillful means. So every day, you are poised to apply these skillful means. Kaya hindi lang kanina, di man pwede puro na compassion. Di man sa pwede puro cognitive ratanan. So it is a practice of both wisdom and heart. Okay? Or this one and the heart. And that is the Bodhisattva practice. And hopefully, as you look inside yourself, when you reflected through the nighttime questions, you realize na kanipit ka mo sining clutter, kanigubot kaayo sa atong lugalingon. Sometimes, kita-kita na sa galing mo, anak. Di ba? And maybe yun na to silang buhian. Or, we step out of that web of existential crisis because we know that there is always a choice to look at things in a different way. So kanang clutter, fine. But we don't have to be drowning in the clutter. Okay? We have a lot of hats to wear. Inahan, higala, maestra, boss. So we have a lot of hats to wear. Okay? And sometimes it can be overwhelming. But for as long as you keep your focus and you remain grateful every day, right? So this clutter that seems too overwhelming is always an occasion to be grateful for things. Okay? So that's what I would like to share in the clutter. Okay? Now, we still have a few more minutes. You wrote something sa inyong questions ganina. Nakuman ba mo sa inyong questions ganina? Yes. Na ay brave soul na ganahan mo padayag sa ilang nasuwat. So, what are you grateful for? Kisa may ganahan mo share. So, what are you grateful for? Or what have you received from? Nabarog ko ha? Para na audience participation. Okay. So, what have I received? What are you grateful for? Probably like microphone din ha? Maybe it's here. Kyle, can you come forward and assist me? If there is someone from that side who would like to say something. Over again sa Kyle, volunteers. Stay there in case someone would like to answer from that side. All right, so the question, what have you received from or what are you grateful for? Anyone? Ma'am, please state your name.
Sophia Salvation.
Oh, Sophia. Interesting name.
Yeah. Okay, I'm always and will forever be grateful for the gift of family I received from.
Yes. Okay, so the gift of family. Have you been, ano sa mga last day nga salamat sa akong pamilya? Isabi ko, supposed may problema sa akong pamilya, salamat lang gihapon. Eh kung wala sila, asa man sad ko. Diba? So we have to be grateful to our families. Thank you, Sophia, for reminding us. Yes, over there, Kyle?
Grateful for being a part of this gathering, cycle 10 hour.
Thank you. You're grateful for this cycle, for being here. Salamat sa for maintaining an open mind and an open heart as you are here. Okay, anybody else? Sir?
What I have received from God is the gift of life that ever ready to share to others.
The gift of life that you're able to share and serve others. Anybody else? No more, ma'am? Sige. Eh, nice na kayo si ma'am. What's her name?
I'm Maria Richard Simpson Sitopo. I am grateful for my work as a breadwinner. Because this is my bread and butter. Also my family.
That's amazing, no? You're grateful for your work. It's your bread and butter. Sometimes we have the work, but you complain. Sampos langit ang complain. But my God, ina kay work. Daghan kay walay work. Yes. Right? Yes. And for it to be your bread and butter, what a blessing. And what a blessing to claim it as a blessing. And to see it as a blessing. All right. Any more? Yeah. Oh, okay. Kyle? Baligaw po kasi I will go here.
I am Catherine Cabalis. I am grateful for waking up today.
Yes, it's amazing. Last November, we had, because what we're doing now is part of our event called Mindful Wellness. That me, together with Rainbow Miaujig, we have thought about this activity and we brought it up. We launched this last November. And there was one person who couldn't make it because her father, as she was about to leave for this place, her father had a heart attack. So saying that now you're grateful, no, and you are here and you woke up, you're here and you're able to be here. That's a lot of grace. And pasalamat kita, di ba? Okay. All right, sige. So let's go to the next question. Kinong na po mo sa next question? What have I given to? Kung sa'yo mo nahatag? Anyone? Who would like to answer this? What have you given to? Sir?
What I have given to is the gift of kindness to my best friend, to the brothers and sisters.
So the gift of kindness. Sure ka kindness inyong nahatag. Ako ba, the gift of kindness, ano agrag yun? Malibang pagkira. Okay. Yeah. Yes, please.
Since I was thinking of my family, I wrote here, I have given them the care and love they needed from me. That's wrote.
That's all. It's a whole lot. Care and love. No? Ma'am, Kyle, over here. Come forward. Yeah. Stay here in this area lang para easy. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, for me, what I have given for, in terms of my job, my work, I have given the time, effort, and dedication to my colleagues, to the people around me working in the same vision and tech ed.
Yes, very nice. Our colleagues matter a lot. Can you imagine if you are at odds with your colleagues? Me in the Department of Philosophy, we're like a family. I've been with the department for almost 25 years. Can you imagine? So what can be sa department? And I'm only female. Okay. Sorry. Bilang ito, 10, 11. Yeah. Okay, so what else? What have I given to? Oh,
Hey, good morning. I'm Cynthia Esterayo from Esteo Calvario. What I have given to the teachers of my school is the encouragement and inspiration.
the encouragement and inspiration. Grabe kayo impact ng teachers. Diba? The encouragement, the inspiration that we give to our students. And I'm sure nilaksan ko sa inyong teachers before who encouraged you and inspired you to be and be more. Okay, so what have I given to? Anyone from that area? Kyle is willing to give me the microphone. Anybody else? Okay, yes. After her now.
What I have given to my family for almost 18 years. I have devoted my life in studying and in my career. So what I've given to them this holiday season is my full time and myself giving everything that they've been dreaming or the family have been dreaming for, and it's a vacation.
Wow, nice not to share your presence. Because very often you're at work, you're somewhere else, but during the holidays, you spend time with their loved ones, and that is so special. Okay, now.
Good morning, everyone. I have given my love to my family and to my colleague as a public servant.
Thank you. All right, so it's those non-material things that matter, you know? Okay, good. Any more before okay, sir, very good.
Good morning. What have I given to something was that I've given to a simple help lately, kanina lang po. When I saw the kitchen personnel fetching water, I saw her hardly picking up, then I saw the long line up. So I immediately helped her because parang nahihirap. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you've just become a bodhisattva. No helping. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your service. All right, any more? Yan yung reserve para sa third question. Kaya third question man ang pinakapida sa kanila. What troubles and difficulties have you caused to someone? Ganan mo share ani or ganan mo inilagay mo mo. Okay. Cynthia, but
Okay, again, I have caused trouble and difficulties mainly through my actions and expectations. Or making mistakes or failing to meet expectations at times and my behavior also.
So it takes a lot of courage to accept that we messed up by the decisions that we made. No, it takes a lot of courage, and thank you for pointing that out in front of this people. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, mga what troubles and difficulties have I caused? Sometimes I feel that I cause troubles in my workplace, especially during deadlines. Trouble, pressures. I cause pressure.
Yes, so especially during deadlines, about if you're the boss, because you have to enforce. Because otherwise, you don't kasi mapiin sa inyong boss. Di ba? O, yun ang nakikita. But it's nice, no, na we are able to detach from it and laugh about it and not be too absorbed by it that we forget the smile. Okay, anything else? What troubles and difficulties have it caused? Ma'am.
Good morning.
what's troubling and difficult in my part as a mother. Because in our family, I accept that I am Catholic, but it's not a religious person. That is why I cannot teach my children about our religion as Catholics. And that made my firstborn enter into another religion, Christianity, and the second in another religion. And my husband also. So in the family, we have different religions because I cannot teach them what I do not know. Because for me, for myself, I also have many questions when it comes to my religion. So I really struggle on my spiritual aspect, especially in our family. That is why I am now in a third book, visibility. So hopefully, prayerfully, I can slowly help my family members on this aspect.
Yes, and prayers move mountains. Kung sa sawang nato, no? Pag buhat, kinahanglan kita pag-apok. Prayers move mountains. Okay. What troubles and difficulties have I caused to? Anybody else? Teacher Davian, you want to say something? Just kidding. Unless you want to. Okay, anybody? None? Okay, sure? Sige. So thank you for participating and thank you for sharing with us. Also, our discussion today has been enriched because of what you have done, what you have shared. And so before we end my session, so kumanan na talking, ano na sa distracting? Okay. So right man no, so I may be fine. Are you familiar with the haiku? Haiku is a poem. How many lines? 3 lines. And how many syllables per line? 5, 7, 5. Okay. The haiku denotes something of nature. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to write one haiku. For example, a poet sa Tagalog. So the wind is blowing. That's 5. I stand still amidst troubles. Smile, breathe, and love all. So 575. You understand? So you have your cell phone, write your haiku, and this is your main takeaway that you can bring with you as you return to your homes. You can share it with your loved ones, you can share it with your family. You can look at it before you sleep and just be grateful for this time to do this. Okay, just one haiku. First line, 5 syllables. Second line, 7 syllables. And the third line, another 5 syllables. Make sure you employ nature as you phrase your haiku. 5, 7, 5. Maybe 1 more minute. Okay, is there anyone who's finished with their haiku and who would like to share their haiku? I'll sing it. Sige. Maybe 3 people. Okay, please state your name again, please.
I'm Ivan Davis from Southern Light Division. Good morning, everyone. My haiku is 3 acts of goodness, blue kindness like river flows, hearts ever grateful.
Thank you. You see it? I just want to read it again. 3 acts of goodness, true kindness like river flows, hearts ever grateful. Thank you. Anybody else? No? Okay. Please.
Love and peace within, creation flows through stillness, light breathes wonderful.
Thank you. That's very good. Anybody else from that side? Okay. And after this, we have our next speaker. Fine. Ready. Okay.
Maximo Pancho from Estero Calvario. My haiku is this. I am a human, admit shortcomings I made, but divine will change.
Salamat sa mga volunteer, nagpadaya, who share your talents, no, and thoughts. So thank you very much. So I hope we learn something from the clutter of ease. Don't be too overwhelmed with the clutter. It's part of the package. What matters is you rise above the clutter. Okay, so having said that, I will leave you with one of my favorite lines from Venerable Master Sigyon, and that is, never forget your initial aspirations. You're here as teachers. At some point, you were dreaming of becoming teachers. And so you've been teaching for how many years now? When you return after here, you continue to become teachers, to become shepherds. So never forget your initial aspiration, never forget your initial resolve, and be the best versions of yourselves. Okay? So thank you. Thank you very much. Ako na may MC, no? So, ngayon, I would like to welcome my friend, my good friend, Director June Ray. He is the director for the Singyon Foundation for Culture and the Arts. Something. Okay, I will now leave you with Director Jim Rick.
Yay. Can you give our sounding applause to Dr. May? Okay ba mo? Okay ba? Wala pa dito ka? That's nice. Welcome to Cebu. For first timers in Cebu. Of course not, no, kasi nga balik-balik din. But it's a very, we call this, we've arrived here in a very busy season of Cebu City because we are celebrating the Sinulog. In fact, this afternoon, there will be Sinulog sa Lalawigan. It will be the contingents from the various groups and barangays in Cebu City. So it's not yet the grand parade yet, but some of the roads will be closed. So you don't have any choice but to stay here, right? Okay. We are about to enter into our lunch, and as you would know, Fobong-san has always valued, as what we've learned a while ago, how to be mindful in everything that we do. In fact, meditation does not only come in one form. It's not only about sitting down and breathing. You can also do meditation when you go to the garden, you know, water your plants, look at trace the shape of the leaf of the plant. There's also meditation when you walk. Some of you are very familiar because I've seen a lot of familiar faces in this room or nakita-kita na last year, tama ba? Yes, and yeah. You've also tried that form of meditation, walking meditation. And here, compared to Manila, there's like a bigger ground, right? So if you have a chance, especially after lunch, you can actually, if it does not rain, you can actually walk around. But I am here because I have one very short task, and that is to teach you a different form of meditation, and that is meditation while eating. Yes. Isa pa yung meditate ko na yung mukha ko. Sir, mukha na nag-gatimbi, mag-meditate ko na yung ganito ang ginagawa. Hindi na gatimbi. Nag-inom na kayo sila, pero mukha ko na yung mag-meditate. But yeah, because that's part of our daily practice, you know, of centering ourselves. There's always a way for us to center ourselves in everything that we do. Ako personally, because I am a performing artist, the sitting meditation, it works for me, but you know, I am more meditative when I move. You know, when I move, probably when I with my barefoot and then I move around, just freely without any apprehension. That's the kind of meditation I have. But maybe some of you meditates when you're in an enclosed area. Tama ba? Like sa CR. Wala nagamit ang mga naan sa CR, tama ba? Okay, nakalmaman ka, nagpag-usa na pag-ibati. So, you know, you didn't know that it's already meditation. You're already doing meditation, but, you know, meditation na day ko. Okay. All right, so right now, I'm gonna share to you a different a form of meditation that involves an activity of daily living, and that is eating. So most of the time, we do eat because we look at it an hour ng pagkaon. The food looks so good. It's so inviting when we eat. Sometimes we get so stressed because so we get a nut on the side and just eat and eat, but we check our papers and everything. But Venerable Master Senior identified, I'm sorry. Venerable Master Senior taught us that there are some things we can contemplate while we eat, while while we prepare ourselves to eat, and even to allow ourselves in the train of thoughts after eating. And that's something really I want to share to everybody. But before that, mag-stretch sa siguro da. Ganun mag-stretch sa. Yung marunong sa tatanan din, please. Let's all stand up. Maybe not stretch, but shake lang. Shake, shake. Very, what we did before, for those who know. What we do is try to raise your right extremity and then your left extremity. Maybe raise your right foot, lower extremity, and then your left foot. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna shake it 10 times. 10 here, 10, 10, 10. And then the next cycle, shake it 9, 9, 9 until we go to 1. After 1, we explode. No, explode, it really free your energy out. Sound good? Okay. So we have to count together. And as we go further, we have to count faster. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, louder. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, louder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, faster. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, faster. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Faster! Faster! Okay, stay standing. Now place your dominant foot forward, little forward. Okay. So allow the center of the gravity to be in between your legs. And when we inhale, we try to open our palms here on the side. As we inhale up, forward. Okay, palms down, exhale down. Good. One more time. Inhale up, straight. Exhale down. Try to feel the tension at the tip of your finger. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Maybe bend your knees a little bit. Like this. One more time. Inhale up. Arms together. And then closer, heart. Thank you. You can sit down now. Okay. Just to make us feel a little bit. Great. Now, I'm gonna stand up. Okay. So yun na sa pinag-isip ko dito. Okay. Dapat ay awarding later on. So we're also using the other side. But now, I know most of you have an idea already what mindful eating is. And but let's try to identify it still. What is mindful eating? Well, number one, it's a meditation. The activities of daily living, including eating. Yeah, it's like a way of life. Now, this one's very important. In our practice, food is considered medicine that nourishes our body and not just something that we just take in for pleasure. That's the philosophical grounding of mindful eating. And then mindful eating also refers to a practice of gratitude, being aware of all conditions that made their food possible. So for example, the farmers, the transportation that comes here, your hard work in buying the food. So that is included in the practice of eating mindfully. And of course, that also enhances the value of the food that we're taking in. And a practice to cultivate contentment and treasuring of the blessings. So This is the whole idea of mindful eating. But what this Venerable Master Senior wanted us to realize, how do we practice mindful eating? Mahilo mo lang ba? Or then we just take the food? So here are some of the what we call 5 contemplations of our Venerable Master Senior that we get to do whenever we eat. So number 1, hindi ko nababasa, no? So hindi ko makakuha ng audience participation. So number 1 is to reflect. No? Reflect on how much effort went into producing the food and consider where we came from. Asa siya na-resource out. We can also reflect on the kung sa proseso sa paggama sa pagkain before it actually arrived on top of our table. Say, for example, nabi yung mga delicacies niya or mga pagkain na tubig ay humuhon. Ang kanon where the process in itself na itanong siya, i-ami niya, ibulan si Ine, ibuan kong tipasi, nakiluto. So it's something like that we also want to reflect. Number 2, think about your own virtue. This is very important. Are you worthy to receive this food? Reflect. Reflect. Think. Go, kay mango float. Yeah, ako ang sugar pero 200 na ba yan? Pero I deserve this because I worked so hard today. So, okay, that's is that the right thinking? But okay. Something like that. We have to think about it. The more talagang common thing, tapos may gusto na mo pagkakas here, talagang nag-suffer ka nun sa South Africa. But it's also connected to that. Yeah, my karma is better than the others. Maybe I should use it well. So reflect, think. The third contemplation is to guard your mind. Don't fall into greed aversion when you eat. Okay, lagay na sa mga buffet. Tama ba? Because all of the food are presented in front of you. Ay, ilan taong sultin mo kay vegetarian na food ako. Ay, unang vegetable ba may vegetable? Yung kung to kay, na-food mo na ang plato, makuha yung plato. So, but even in other religion, Catholicism, there is a concept called gluttony. Gluttony is, and even in Islam community, we practice fasting for a long time. And so, in Buddhism, in the Buddhist idea, it's really about guarding your mind. So, reflect, think, and guard your mind. Another thing is like, and later on, we will expound on this one. See food as medicine for the body. You eat to nourish your body and not to indulge. If you look at to science, there is what we call a complete, a balanced meal. And that's one bit na siya kanang 2 cups of rice and gamay nga sultan, another plate of dessert. So it's like, that's also one thing but especially us, we are already entering, including myself, where our body undergoes a lot of changes, mga uric acid attacks. We can also now think and consider, reflect, think, and then with the right thought of guarding our mind, we see food now as something to nourish us. In that way, we can have better choices. Instead of getting chocolates, we get vegetable first. Did you know that scientifically, there is an order of eating the what do you call this? The food that will help us aid in our digestion. For example, we have to eat the vegetables first, the fibrous food first, so that it will protect our guts. And then we have the protein first. After fibrous, then protein, then comes carbohydrates. And then by that time, when you're full, kapag na imong buhakon sa imong dessert. Yeah. Sometimes ang good kay may taas kay na dito sa buwan sa sudan dito sa mga buwan sa dessert. And then well scientifically if you eat sugar first or dessert first, your sugar will spike up because that's what's going to be that's the first reaction your body will have when it receives simple sugar, easily absorbed sugar. But seafood is a medicine. Fifth is recognize that you're eating in order to maintain your strength for spiritual practice or for whatever practice that you have. So these are the five things that Venerable Master Senior wants to us to remember, to reflect whenever we eat. Reflect on how much effort went into producing the food. Think about your own virtue. Am I worthy to receive this food? Guard your mind. Don't fall into greed or aversion. See food as medicine for the body and recognize that you're eating in order to maintain your strength for your own practices. That's very nice. Now, how to practice mindful eating? Number one, we're like step by step. No? This is you can follow all the steps, but and you can follow some of the steps. But first, take 1 to 2 breaths. Ask yourself, am I actually hungry? Or am I stressed? Or bored or distracted? So look at your food first. Sit down. Or you go to the chicken. Or you wasn't stressed out or bored. So for example, for example, won't like dinner. After dinner, we go to watch TV, Netflix, and all. Nagugutom ang buhay. Pero ordinary ka kayo in the middle of the movie. You're not doing anything. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I actually hungry? Next is observe the food. Okay. Just like in meditation a while ago, the point is for you to be present, for you to be in your present moment. Now, while eating, what helps you visually is to observe the food. What is its color? How does it smell? What's its temperature? Ito ba siya? Or how it feels in your hand and spoon. Because when you are silent and you observe or use your senses in observing your food, then you don't, what I call nandito sa present moment because you are actually focusing on what's in front of you. So observe the food next. Take small bites. Eat slowly. Place utensils down between bites if needed. So eat slowly. Ano, gabi lang mo na itaslobihan mo, you get distracted, lagi mo. And then, but instead of focus, take small bite, put your spoon and fork, and just chew it. Kind of difficult now. But when you take small bites, when you chew consciously, maybe you can also feel how the food breaks down inside your mouth. Science would always say you have to chew your food at least 30 times before you swallow it. Because digestion happens not inside the stomach alone. It happens from when you place the food inside your mouth. Tama ba? And then when you eat the food, there are actually flavors that comes out, like something sweet, bitter or sour or salty, right? For example, who amongst here are coffee lovers? Coffee. Kailan get it 3-in-1 na coffee? Yes, no? So, in the beginning, I'm also a coffee lover. In the beginning, managing ko nga, sabi ko, pait na naman yun eh. Pait na naman yun eh. But you know, the coffee connoisseur, sorry, when they actually taste some sweet notes or earthy notes, because there is a moment of contemplation that happens when they drink the coffee. And maybe that's something that we can also apply when we eat the food. No? Say, for example, nahibuya ang lasa sa bahang magkano mo no, bagong luto, magkano mo. Or whatever it is that's handed in front of you, you can identify this concept is salty or as I show, itamis lang siya. You know, there's always something like that. And that's part of that's already meditating while eating. Next, remove distractions. Avoid scrolling your phone, watching TV, or multitasking. Because are we really eating if the food is here? Nagtanaw ka Nico, isa ng vlogger, si Katron. Oh, Rickman. Rickman, no? Oh, Rickman, yeah. So your focus now is diverted to something else instead of using your taste bud effectively while eating. So it's not mindful anymore. And check midway. Busog na ba ako? How full I am now? Do I still enjoy the taste or should I continue eating or stop now? Right? Busog na ba ako? Okay, sometimes hindi ka makafeel gusto ko wala yung tubig. No? Kaya, hindi lang muna ito usapon na itong pagkaon. If it's an order code yun. You know? So, check midway. And 7, appreciate the meal. And be acknowledging the effort and people behind the food. The farmers who actually harvested the food that we put on top of our table, the cooks, and even nature. So let's